Oh,
Hi, Fred.
Hello.
My name's Ron Burgundy.
Hi. How are you doing?
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Okay, so I'm here to ask you a few questions about your life.
All right.
So, you're a former enemy alien, right?
Yes, that's what they called us.
What was your life like before you were removed to the internment camps?
Things were really starting to look up. We even got our own opportunities to work in factories and other jobs. We were finally starting to create new lives for ourselves.
When did you find out you were going to get taken away?
Well, it started when people began calling us spies and traitors. They started avoiding us. Then the Executive Order 9066 was passed, and we had to sell everything, pack up, and leave.
What was it like when you got to the camps for the first time?
There were many sad faces as we boarded the train. It was weird to leave when we were finally on our own feet.
What was your first impression of the camp?
It was hot, and there was nothing but sand and fences with tiny buildings. Families had to live in barracks, and that had a couple one room apartments, each room shared by one family. Each barack had one bathroom shared by all the families.
What was an average day like?
We wake up early and waited in line to use the bathroom. Then went to the mess hall and ate decent food. Afterward, we were left to do nothing, so we made our own fun by building schools, hospitals, barracks, and newsstands.
Was it hard for you to leave your family to go fight in the war?
Yes, but I was happy to show my loyalty to the country and escape the camps.
How did you feel about going to fight in World War II for the country that took away your civil rights?
I felt it was necessary to prove to the Americans that we are American too, and willing to fight for our country. Although it was difficult to live with our civil rights overlooked because there was a war.
Thank you for your story.
You're welcome, sir.
shortly after the attack on Pearl Harbor, FDR enacted one of the most controversial executive orders of all time, Executive Order 9066. With this order came internment camps for all people whose ethnicism was of the Japanese nation. Not even Japanese Americans were safe from imprisonment. One of these American-born Japanese Americans was Fred Korematsu.
Every time I look at her, all I can think is, when will I be ripped from my beloved? Ida is everything I have and ever wanted. Today, I found out why my brother was taken from the camp. I never got to say goodbye, and I don't know if I ever will.
We had no choice. If we leave our hiding spot, then we may never see each other again. It has only been a month since the 9066. If you are spotted, there will be no chance for us.
That's it? One fearful month later, Fred was arrested for remaining in a restricted military zone. Korematsu was challenged his case and the case of all unjustly imprisoned people, all the way to the Supreme Court. But the Supreme Court upheld Fred's conviction on the grounds that civil rights can be ignored in times of war. It was a sad day for all the oppressed. While Fred was in the internment camp, Ida found another man, and more Japanese Americans were put into these camps. After Fred got out, he had nothing. He was forced to sell his possessions before leaving for the camp. He had no girlfriend, no possessions, and no job. This was the sad reality that came from almost all Japanese Americans released from the camps.